Xi Jinping was born on June 15, 1953, in Beijing, China, into a family that was deeply connected to the history of the Chinese Communist Party. His father, Shi Zongxun, was a revolutionary leader who had fought alongside Mao Zedong and had risen to become one of the party's senior officials. His mother, Qi Xian, was also an active member of the Communist Party and devoted herself to supporting the revolutionary cause and raising her children. Xi Jinping grew up with several siblings, but unlike many children of privilege, his early years were marked by both honor and hardship. His father's prominence initially offered him status, yet the shifting political tides of Mao's China would later bring about great challenges. The Cultural Revolution, which began in 1966, upended his life, and his family experienced persecution as his father fell out of political favor. This sudden reversal meant that Xi was forced to endure a childhood that combined privilege with suffering, shaping his character into one defined by resilience and caution. As a boy, Xi was quiet, observant, and serious. He enjoyed reading, particularly works related to history and governance, and was fascinated by tales of leadership and endurance. The family's political connections meant he was exposed to discussions about revolution and ideology from a young age. However, the Cultural Revolution disrupted not only his family's fortunes but also his personal life. His father was accused of disloyalty, and his family was subjected to public humiliation and hardship. As part of Mao's campaign to re-educate youth, Xi Jinping was sent to the countryside in 1969 at the age of 15. He was relocated to a poor village in Shaanxi province, where he lived in a cave dwelling and worked alongside peasants, enduring harsh conditions. He carried heavy loads, tilled the land, and labored in an environment that tested his physical endurance and psychological strength. For years, he lived in poverty, surviving on meager food and hard work, yet this experience became a defining part of his identity. It gave him a deep connection to rural China and reinforced his belief in discipline, loyalty, and persistence. He later described this period as transformative, teaching him to endure hardship without complaint and to understand the struggles of ordinary Chinese citizens. Xi's educational journey was deeply intertwined with his struggles during the Cultural Revolution. After several attempts to join the Communist Party, all of which were initially rejected because of his father's political disgrace, Xi persisted with determination. His perseverance eventually paid off when he was finally admitted into the party in 1974. 2 years later, with the political climate gradually shifting, he gained entry into Tsinghua University in Beijing, one of the country's most prestigious institutions. There, he studied chemical engineering, graduating in 1979. His time at Tsinghua was not only about academics but also about rebuilding his political credentials. He immersed himself in Marxist and Leninist theory while also gaining exposure to management and governance. In later years, he pursued further studies in political theory, deepening his understanding of statecraft. What distinguished him during these years was his relentless persistence. Unlike many of his peers who gave up after repeated failures or setbacks, Xi kept pressing forward, driven by a vision that his destiny was tied to the service of the party and the country. After completing his studies, Xi began his career working as a secretary for the Central Military Commission under Genbiao, giving him his first exposure to the intersection of military and political power. However, his real climb began when he was assigned to local party positions in Hebei province and later in Fujian. For years, Xi built his reputation not in the spotlight but through steady administrative roles in rural and provincial governance. He spent over 2 decades in Fujian, where he focused on economic development, anti-corruption campaigns, and building strong ties with local officials. These years were marked by patience, as she did not rise quickly compared to some of his contemporaries. Instead, he carefully cultivated a reputation for competence, pragmatism, and incorruptibility. His ability to remain untainted by major scandals set him apart in an environment often plagued by corruption. He married Peng Liyuan, a famous singer in the People's Liberation Army, in 1987, and their marriage further elevated his profile, as she was already a household name in China. In 2002, Xi Jinping was appointed to lead Zhejiang Province, an economically dynamic region known for private enterprise and innovation. There, he demonstrated his ability to manage rapid economic growth while maintaining strict party discipline. His leadership style combined pragmatism with loyalty to the central government. In 2007, he was briefly transferred to lead Shanghai, one of China's most important cities, after a major corruption scandal had tarnished the local administration. She quickly restored order and projected an image of integrity, further solidifying his reputation as a reliable party official. That same year, his political career took a dramatic turn upward when he was appointed to the Politburo Standing Committee, the top decision-making body in China. This move signaled that he was being groomed for the highest office in the land. In 2012, Xi Jinping was selected as the General Secretary of the Communist Party of China, the most powerful position in the country. The following year, he became President of the People's Republic of China and Chairman of the Central Military Commission, effectively making him the supreme leader of China. From the very beginning of his tenure, Xi signaled that he intended to reshape China's political and economic landscape. He launched a sweeping anti-corruption campaign that targeted thousands of officials, both high-ranking and low-level, a campaign that was popular among citizens but also served to consolidate his power by eliminating rivals. Xi presented himself as a leader of discipline, morality, and national renewal, reviving the language of the Chinese dream, which emphasized the rejuvenation of the nation and the restoration of China's global prominence. Under Xi's leadership, China embarked on ambitious projects and bold policies. Domestically, he strengthened the role of the Communist Party in all aspects of life, tightened control over the media and civil society, and limited political dissent. His government pursued aggressive economic reforms while also ensuring that the party remained firmly in command of the nation's development. Internationally, Xi launched the Belt and Road Initiative, a vast infrastructure and trade project that sought to expand China's influence across Asia, Africa, Europe, and beyond. He positioned China as a central player in global affairs, challenging Western dominance and offering an alternative model of governance that emphasized stability and authoritarian efficiency. Xi's time in power has also been defined by controversies and criticisms. His government has been accused of severe human rights abuses, particularly in Xinjiang, where policies toward the Uyghur Muslim population have been condemned internationally. His decision to abolish presidential term limits in 2018 effectively allowed him to remain in power indefinitely, sparking concerns about the return of one-man rule in China. His handling of the COVID-19 pandemic initially drew praise for strict measures that controlled the spread of the virus, but later faced criticism for heavy-handed lockdowns and lack of transparency. His assertive foreign policy has heightened tensions with the United States and its allies, particularly over issues such as Taiwan, the South China Sea, and technology competition. Despite these controversies, Xi Jinping has secured his position as one of the most powerful leaders in modern Chinese history. His supporters credit him with strengthening China's global influence, curbing corruption, and restoring national pride. His critics view him as a leader who has rolled back political freedoms, entrenched authoritarianism, and pursued policies that have destabilized international relations. What is undeniable is that Xi Jinping has left a profound mark on China's trajectory in the 21st century. He rose from a childhood of hardship and political persecution to become the leader of the world's most populous nation, shaping both his country's destiny and the global order in ways that will be studied for decades to come.